Welcome to your Ascension Oracle Guide for Virgos for the month of April 2020. Yeah, 2020, huh? Sounds like clear vision to me. Virgos, card number one, Mercurius. What? I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Vitality. Yeah. You have been through some shit. You have probably, as a Virgo, been triggering the living shit out of people's egos, especially those people that were lying to you and creating illusions around you. And you just had to see that in order to see the truth and reflect back to what the world really is around you. You do believe there is more, otherwise you probably would not be listening to this channel right now. But it was volatile. It was maybe not violent, but it was definitely aggressive and hostile. Mainly because you were probably outshining those around you who were trying to blind you with their light, and you're shining brighter. And you, as a Virgo, maybe you were starting to get a little bit more confident in yourself, and you were sick and tired of people just not trying hard enough, always coming up with an excuse. Because you have been on your path for however long, and you've been learning from your own mistakes. You've been learning from your own laziness. You've been learning from your own shyness and your worry. You've been very overly critical of yourself. That's what a Virgo does. And it's how you were designed, and that's not your fault. You were put on this earth specifically with those qualities because you like everything to be balanced. You like everything to be organized, and you may have been a sloppy child. You may have been a sloppy young adult, depending on how old you are. But eventually you learned you like your shit organized, and you like it all to make sense. And you were probably surrounded by people that were just hypocrites, and they were not making any sense, and they were not satisfying you. You're just you got to a point in your life where like, well, fuck that shit. But you have stayed the course, and instead of adding more fuel to the fire, you just simply made your truth known, and you let everything unfold around you. And you may have been trapped in an illusion for quite some time. Most of us have, and that's okay too. You were meant to experience that, and this is what I believe. Which brings us to your second card, Pendragon Sword, Balanced Power. You are currently going through a purification process, a trial by fire, or baptism by fire, if you will, where you are releasing energies inside you that do not belong to you. If you're an empath, a lot of you probably are, you have absorbed everyone else's toxic shit. A lot of these people knew you could do that, so they unloaded all of their shit on you. If you've had many relationships, romantic, work, otherwise, none of them ever worked out because eventually you just shut down and said, I'm done absorbing this. But you would do it in such a calm way, you would just not feed people anymore. And when you stop feeding, basically you established a boundary, and people don't like it when all of a sudden they can't have their way with you. And you didn't do anything bad. A lot of Virgos think they're always afraid of doing something that's bad. And people were lying to you, telling you you were bad, telling you were crazy. And you knew you weren't crazy, but at the same time, you couldn't do anything about it. You just accepted whatever shit came your way and just reflected it back. And right now, you are being purified of all of that stuff. Source, God, universe, pick a word. To me, it's all the same. Is purifying you. And it's a very difficult process. But I believe that you're walking your path, and you're going to get through that process no matter what. You've done the right thing up until this point. And as we get to card number 3, we have Michael Descent, Joyful Empowerment. So right now you're being balanced and realigned, kind of like going to a chiropractor, getting your spine aligned. Your soul is aligning with you. Your higher self is aligning with you, and you're calling down that higher self. And you just were here, anchoring the light, and you took the role of observer, which is why that's your job, is to just observe. And you learned how not to try to change people. You have to let people do their own thing. And if they because you allowed that, you allowed yourself to no longer let your ego control you. Very, very difficult to not let your ego take control, because your ego really is just a photographer or a videographer. Your ego is simply here to observe. And when shit pisses you off, instead of retaliating and fighting back, you just observe it, and that's it. And that's your job. And you've been doing a really, really good job. Our fourth card clarifier for Virgo: a night on Earth, a magical new beginning. New things are coming, and they're going to be fun. It's probably not what you expected. I've learned that, don't hold expectations too tightly, because we never know exactly what's going to happen with us or with our lives, and that's okay too. You've been weathering a lot of storms, Virgo, and God, Source, Universe, very proud of you. And hopefully this video is bringing you some comfort, because I know when I've been in a very dark place, all I wanted was comfort in the form of kindness. And I would reach out to YouTube videos and listen to oracle and tarot readings, and I still do, because I seek comfort in knowing someone is just explaining something to me, whether it's true or false, didn't matter. They were doing it in a kind way. And there just wasn't enough kindness surrounding you. But please know that the kindness is here. It's always around you. And you've had the power of the universe inside you this entire time, and that's what brought you here safely. Maybe look up the poem Footprints. I know it's a very Christian thing, but I have researched all religions, and I find them all to be true. You just pick the one that resonates with you. And we're all going to the same place. We're all manifesting heaven on earth. And I do believe that it's going to be different for everybody. And that's the point. We want variety. Don't want the same bowl of cereal every morning for breakfast. Variety is awesome. And you are a unique, amazing soul, Virgo. And the universe just wants to say thank you for holding the light, holding the line, and just allowing life to unfold before you. Proud of you, Virgo.